You're not sleeping well. I can already tell you're not sleeping well because, well, if you are, you wouldn't be watching this video. 100% you wouldn't be, okay? You would be off, you would just be minding your own day, doing whatever you wanted to do. But you came to this video because you wanted to know, why were you tired? Or, like, why were you all groggy and shit? Probably. And you know what? For the most part, it's probably because you're not sleeping well. And I can understand this because I've been in situations where, I haven't slept well. I'm been like staying up, just sometimes actually being productive and like studying really well or something like that. But other times it's like I'll cram in a couple all-nighters and just play a fuck ton of Payday 2, because I remembered actually in high school, I had the bro, I was such a degenerate with video games. It's so fucking stupid. But yeah, no, one summer, right? I was just staying up all night. Like I was just playing a bunch of Payday 2. And if you don't know, Payday 2 is like this like arcadey shooter. It's like a high stick game. It's really fun. Um but yeah, I was just staying up all night and like at first I was with a group of friends, like online friends and whatnot. But then at some point I was like, no, I'm gonna keep playing. I'm just gonna keep playing by myself. And then a couple nights passed. Like I stayed up I think like 48 hours, Like I was a fucking gremlin. Like as soon as I would stop playing the game, I would just go get like some oatmeal and just eat it and then call it that like, oh yeah, everything's normal, everything's fine. Like, no, it's not fine. The fuck? You just literally fucked up your entire like system inside of you. Your like circadian system. And now you have to work hard again just to recover that. And that's another thing too, right? It's like whenever you're in like the summertime or like whenever you have like some sort of break or whatever, a lot of people are really tempted to break that circadian rhythm or like the sleep schedule that they, worked hard and ruthlessly to stick to and be somewhat comfortable with, right? But the thing is, like they just kind of throw it away afterwards. It's like, okay, well, what's the point? Like that sucks. So, one solution for this, one alternative is like one you stick to a sleeping schedule that's actually good. Okay? By this I mean like how with a workout regimen it's like yeah there's like hundreds of different workout regimens and like some athletes follow them, some of like the top bodybuilders or whatever, they follow these workout regimens, but is it for you? You have to think the same way for sleep. It's like, okay, am I really going to go to bed at 9 a.m. and then wake up at 5 a.m. or 9 p.m. and then wake up at 5 a.m. right? Am I really going to do that? Because I'm not. Maybe some other people would do that. Maybe if you're used to the military schedule, then okay, yeah, that's go ahead, right? But for the most part, I think like a pretty fair schedule for everyone is like you go to sleep around like 10:30 to 11ish, and then you wake up around like 6 to 7. Like that's a pretty fair schedule in my eyes, right? Because like waking up at 5 in the morning, 4 in the morning, 3 in the morning, blah, 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 no, that's just that's pain and suffering, right? Because there's a difference between being disciplined and sort of like working hard and being effective, and then there's just torturing yourself and just like doing it because it's like, oh, I want to feel cool, I want to feel like I'm working super hard. Like, no, okay, listen. Little side tangent here, but like, you don't want to feel like you're working hard. You want to be actually working hard and efficiently, but you still have some humanity, a bit relaxing, right? But again, that's where sleep comes in, because like sleep is this one period where you get to like go to bed, you rest up after a long hard day at work, and then you just let your body do the rest. And like technically sleep is one of the more productive things you could do for your body, right? Because your body is still alive, obviously, but what's going on is to go into like the neuroscience a little bit, right? Like your endocrine system or like your brain is activating your endocrine system, right? Through like some sort of nerve. I'm not sure what exactly, but it's activating that, and it's realizing like, oh shit, it's this time, because like it has like an internal clock inside of it almost. So what it's going to do is it's going to release this nice chemical called melatonin, like a lot of it, and it's going to circulate through the bloodstream, like all over your body, whatever. And what it's going to do is going to relax your muscles. It's going to go like through like other cellular other biochemical processes in your body that, again, I don't know fully about, but that's why I'm not going to into this. So, yeah, there's that. And like it's like you're kind of reconstructing your body almost. Like think of it like that, right? And why wouldn't you, right? You worked your ass off, and like you probably lost some bits of your party body in a sense. It's like one part being energy and cholesterol, which hey, cholesterol is technically energy, so like it's not actually a bad thing, funny enough. But that's just a little fun fact. Um, but yeah, shit like that, right? Sleep is just very important, but we all know this, right? This is a big obvious thing, but how do we actually get good sleep? That's the real important thing, okay? Now it comes to figuring out when to go to bed and when you're gonna tell yourself to wake up, essentially. So the hardest part really is like getting into or getting ready for bed. Like you have to do all this like setup and shit, and pretty much like a routine, like a bedtime routine, right? Like you're gonna go brush your teeth, you gotta drink 1 cup of water, and then you're gonna go over to your bed, and then maybe do some meditation, or you might journal afterwards. And then you give yourself some time to like let your body relax, because here's the thing, right? Our brains have been dealing with so much shit in the outside world and the digital world and everything, right? It's processed through so many different things. It just needs a minute just to like do nothing, you know? And that is your time to do nothing. Because what else are you gonna do at night? Be honest with you. What else are you gonna like? Unless you're working a nighttime shift, you're not gonna do anything at night. And even if you are, you're probably not gonna be as productive at night as you are in the morning, because that's how humans are designed to be. We're supposed to be working at day. Although again, I get it. There's like some, I guess disorders, and I don't mean disorder in like a negative way. I mean disorder as in technically out of order, right? Uh, like a disorder where like you're more productive in the night than you are in the day. So there's that, right? But for the most part, a lot of people are day people, for the most part, from what I noticed. But I could be wrong. Oh no, right? Fact check me on that if you will. Um, but yeah, sleep very important. It's actually not that hard for you to get settled in bed. Again, it's just like you don't need to make a complicated routine. Whatever routine works best for you, right? Like my routine is as simple as I just take my clothes off. I go in with my boxers only, and then I just kind of go into bed and just lay there. That's it. I mean, sometimes I break it, sometimes I don't. For the most part, I'm trying to work my way to better that routine, right? To make it a bit more nicer. And that nicer routine would be like, just getting to bed like a little bit early. Like, if I want to get to bed around like 10:30 to 11, I need to be at bed by like 9:30 to 10. Basically, I need to be there an hour before I wanted to sleep. Or for some people, it might be 30 minutes. For some people, it might be an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, like a long period of time. So you have to play around with this a little bit. And unfortunately, for some cases, you have to have like a strict schedule. Because like I know for high school students, y'all are fucked. I'm sorry to say, y'all are fucked. Um, but people in college, though, depending on how you schedule your things, if you did a good job scheduling your classes, you might be fucked, you might not be fucked. It also depends on are you commuting or not, because what is it? The upcoming semester, like from the time I record this video, I have an 8 a.m. class, I have an hour commute, so that means I have to wake up at 6, which is not that terrible. I've done that before, and I've done it no problem, right? Because I slept around like 10, and it felt nice. Like I was able to wake up fresh and ready, just like I'm ready to go on a marathon. Because and here's another thing too. Here's a bit of a misconception. Sleeping more does not mean that you get more rest. If anything, it means you get less rest. Because remember how I mentioned there's this thing called melatonin, right? Overdose of melatonin, and you start to overdo some of like the biochemical processes, right? And then it's like what is it? It's like if I told you to go on a walk, okay? Like a 30-minute walk. Okay, a 30-minute walk is like pretty reasonable. Like it's like, oh, that's nice and relaxing. I get to enjoy myself. Whoop-de-doo, right? Now, what if I told you to go on a 4-hour walk? Or like a 10-mile walk? Like 10 mile to 10 mile back. How about that, right? So that's gonna be a fucking long time. And that's gonna be very treacherous on your legs. So, and you're gonna be tired out. But it's good for you. It's nice, relaxing, super nice and relaxing, you know? But no, it sucks because your body can't handle it. That's not the right amount you need. So, and that's the same thing with melatonin, right? Like, again, some people might need to sleep more or less, but not to the point where it's 12 hours or 14 or 16. Like, I've seen, like, really bad sleep schedules, my G's. Like, this is not it. But, um, yeah, you just want to aim around, like, 7 to 9. 7 to 9 hours is, like, a pretty fair range to go with. But, preferably that dead, like, Goldilocks 8 hour. Once you reach that, you're pretty much good. 7 hours is, like, you kind of have to push it a bit. Like, okay, fine, I can't sleep that much because, you know, I have to get up early and all this. And then 9 a.m. or 9 hours is like a more comfortable, like, okay, I can rest a little bit. You know, I'll be a little bit sloggy, but fine, you know? So it depends on, like, your situation and everything. That's why I'm saying you can't follow a sleep schedule regimen or sleep regimen, sleep routine, whatever, right? Much like everything else you can't follow. You have to craft it yourself. And then once you have this thing on your own, there you go, use it. Use it for the rest of your life, right? Because you shouldn't have to change it. You know, I mean, I can tell you my sleep routine, but again, my thing is randomized, right? For the better or worse, because sometimes I'll go into bed and I'll watch YouTube videos, which, by the way, don't do that. As I told you before, your brain needs to rest. Watching YouTube videos is not letting your brain rest. If anything, if you really wanted to rest with technology, probably like some music or like a podcast or something, you know, that's more relaxing. I know Spotify has like this one feature where you can actually let an episode play up until you go to sleep or like up until a certain time, right? So you can just do that for like any sort of podcast that you really like. Like if you want like a nighttime podcast, go ahead. That's perfect, you know? That way you get more settled in bed and like you just get more comfortable, you let your thoughts roll out, you know. Cuz that's what like your main goal here is to let your brain relax. Watching social media stuff or things on YouTube or whatever, that's not going to help you relax. Especially the type of content you might be watching, you know, because like if you're watching content like this, you might need like a good amount of focus for the most part, right? Because, you know, it's unedited, it's me just talking into a camera and microphone, whatever. But if you're watching like some hyperactive gameplay, some like spurky shit, then yeah, no, it's gonna be like LSD for your brain, right? Especially with all the bright colors and all this and like all these like fast moving, especially since YouTube is a lot more fast paced. You know, you can't like you can't rely on YouTube anymore to be the relaxing tool. Maybe Twitch. I'm not too sure about that because I don't watch Twitch that often. But maybe Twitch. You can maybe use that as a relaxing tool. But at that point, you might as well stick with the podcast stuff on Spotify because again, you can like relax and like, well, it's all audio based, number one. And number two, you can actually set a time limit to just stop the episode and then you go to sleep. The end. And that's perfect. You can set it for an hour. You can set it for the entire episode. Again, just do whatever. And yeah, that's really what you need for the most part. So yeah, just like summarize everything up again. You know, relax your brain. You set like a routine so that like you just kind of lay down in bed and just relax, ease up your brain. Like stare at the ceiling if you need to, man. Like that's like there's no shame in just staring at the ceiling. Not at all. Okay. So yeah, just honestly take a bit of a break. Take a bit of a break, especially since you worked hard a lot throughout like your day-to-day lifestyle. Okay. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. Hope y'all take care. Bye bye, bitch.